2015, Ahmed Faoud Mustafa El-Didi appeared in an ISIS torture video dismembering a human body on a crucifix. Yet in 2018, this NDP Liberal government let him in, later giving him citizenship, only to find from French authorities that he was plotting a massive terrorist attack on people living in the Toronto area. Also, this last several weeks, we learned that another potential terrorist gained access as under a student visa to plan an attack on New York City Jews. Why won't the Prime Minister reverse the damage he's done to our borders, secure our country, and stop the terrorism?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, if the Leader of the Opposition was genuinely serious in his concern for national security, he would choose to get the top-secret clearance that we have offered him instead of putting forward this little performance. We, on this side of this House, don't play politics with national security.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, carbon tax Carney is already getting his way. Only days after he took on the unofficial and unelected role as finance minister, we learned that the company that he chairs is now seeking $10 billion federal Canadian tax dollars, money to control Canadians' pensions. So he's gone from carbon tax Carney to conflict of interest Carney, and now coincidence Carney. Will the Prime Minister cut loose carbon tax Carney and call a carbon tax election so Canadians can choose their future?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Hard pivot away from his security clearance, Mr. Speaker. The reality is, Mr. Speaker, he is jealous that top-notch economists and world-renowned experts back our plan to fight climate change and grow the economy, but he's stuck with late-night far-right conspiracy videos on YouTube.
He's such an idiot.
The Honourable Leader.
Mr. Speaker,
the Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Carbon tax Carney has nothing to hide. Then he would simply sign up and have an ethics clearance and an ethics committee review. We've tried to bring him to the ethics committee, mais le Bloc québécois a travaillé avec les libéraux pour
the Bloc québécois worked with the Liberals to stop that.
Follow the conflict of interest law, but the Prime Minister refuses to swear him in as a public servant. So, if there is no conflict of interest, why won't carbon tax Carney do a full job as a public servant that can be scrutinized by our Ethics Commission rather than fleecing Canadians?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
So get this, Mr. Speaker. He's really cheesed that we didn't hire him on for the government payroll. That Mark Carney has chosen to step up to fight with the Liberal Party against the reckless and dangerous economic plans of the Conservative Party should be an example to all Canadians. People across the country are beginning to see how ridiculous and dangerous the ideas that the Leader of the Opposition are putting forward and are stepping up to roll up their sleeves and fight back against that brokenest, austere vision of not helping Canadians, of hurting Canadians, of going back to a time where Canadians didn't have the bright future.
Brokenness? That's not even a word, dude. Brokenness? That's not even a fucking word. I just looked it up. It's not even a word.
The Honourable Member from Brampton South.
Mr. Speaker, rental markets and home prices in communities across the country are making it difficult for Canadians to find an affordable place to live. The current systems in place to guide Canadians while they make these important purchases or protect them are not enough. Can the Prime Minister tell us what protection Canadians will find in the new blueprints for renters and home buyers' Bill of Rights?
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank the member for Brampton South for her advocacy on this important issue. This week, we released the blueprints for a renter's Bill of Rights and a home buyer's Bill of Rights. It lays out a plan to help protect renters from unfair practices like rent evictions and excessive rent increases, something the Conservative leader couldn't care less about. The Conservative leader is a failed Harper housing minister with a laughable record. Lazy politicians come up with lazy policies and failed results. That's exactly what the leader of the opposition is after offering Canadians.
He's still blaming Harper. Been in power for almost 10 years. Still blaming Harper.
The honourable member from Edmonton Strathcona.
Mr. Speaker, people living in Gaza and the West Bank continue to suffer unbearable atrocities, and Canadians have been pleading with this government to do more to promote peace for both Israelis and Palestinians. And today, the Liberals had a chance. Today they had a chance, and yet they failed to support a UN vote that demanded that Israel end its unlawful occupation of Palestinian territories. Once again, they're choosing whose human rights matter. Why are the Liberals refusing to uphold international law and protect the lives of Palestinians?
Here, here, here.
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Speaker, there has been too much suffering, from Hamas's horrific attacks on October 7th to the heartbreaking catastrophe in Gaza. It has to end. We call for an immediate ceasefire, the release of all hostages, an urgent increase in humanitarian assistance in Gaza, and for Palestinian civilians to be protected. We need to return to a path to peace based on a two-state solution where Israelis and Palestinians can live side by side in peace and security.
That's right.